Hi everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. So today I'm going to show you a second method I have for painting Raptors camo cloaks. So over a Chaos Black undercoat, I'm just going to do 3 thin down coats of ORRUK flesh. As you can see, it is quite transparent at the moment, but however once you have built up the colours you will get what you see here. So just remember to be patient with it, allow a bit of drying time between each coat. And now I'm just going to use some DOOMBULL brown and LAHMIAN medium, looking at a half-half mix for this, and add some water in there as well. And as you can see, I'm applying this quite liberally as well, as I did want it to look a little bit messy. And you'll see it come together in just a moment as we start to add the geometric patterns. And after having given the DOOMBULL brown and LAHMIAN medium shade a substantial amount of time to dry, I'm now going to start on the geometric patterns using DOOMBULL brown for the first lot of the patterns. Now as you can see, the paint isn't too watered down for this, and you should find that you just need to do the one coat. However, if it does still look a little bit transparent, just do a second one over it. And just to mention as well, I'm using my Raphael 8404 size 3.0 brush for this. As you can see, holds a really good point. Just make sure you keep your brush pointed down directly towards the miniature for details like this, just so you can get those lines as straight as possible. And again, with details like this, patience is key. Also keeping in mind for the fact that realistically, let's just say you're doing a 2000 point Space Marine army, or even a 1000 point, 1500 point, realistically you're not going to be painting too many of these cloaks. So in my opinion, units like Eliminators, they really should stand out and have that extra bit of detail. More importantly, it's also, as I've mentioned in previous videos, it's a really good way of improving your painting skills. So absolutely always worthwhile practicing details like this. And now again, just painting even more geometric shapes, I'm going to use Death Core DRAB. And for the most part, with the second one, really just trying to space them out. You can allow some of them to connect a little bit, and even overlap in some cases. However, try not to do too many overlapping ones. Do try and keep a little bit of space, because with each progressive geometric shape and different color, it'll start to piece together the entire cloak, and of course the spaces between each geometric pattern and the cloak's color underneath. just to mention as well, just while we're doing the deathcore DRAB geometric shapes, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, as it really does help me out along the way. And thank you to my long-term subscribers who are continuing to watch my videos. Thank you very much, it really does help me out. And to all new subscribers as well, welcome, and again, thanks for your subscription. And as always, please feel free to leave a comment below of something that you might like to see me do in the near future. Perhaps something that you're working on or something that you plan on working on. I always find it really interesting hearing what people are working on. And of course, you know, their own styles on things, ideas of their own take on things that do exist in the Warhammer world, or even just coming up with their own cool ideas. Always love hearing all that stuff. So now, as you can see, I decided to go with RHINOX hide, and again, just filling in some of those spare spaces, and a little bit of overlapping, as you can see here, just going over the DOOMBULL brown geometric shape, one of them, just very, very carefully. And just to mention as well, it's really important when doing geometric shapes, try and get as many random sort of styles in as you can, yeah, for that sort of camouflage feel, you do want to have all sorts of different shapes and sizes. And now, just to help blend everything together, I'm just doing a heavy shade here of CORVUS black and LAHMIAN medium. Now we're looking at just doing 20% of CORVUS black and 80% LAHMIAN medium. You can also add a little bit of water, but as you can see, for the most part, this is really just to fill in those recesses and also just to help blend all of the geometric shapes and the cloak background color as well, or the base coat, I should say. And just give this a decent amount of time to dry, around 20 minutes to half an hour should do it. Just keep an eye on it though. If it dries before time, of course you can continue on. And now just going back to ORRUK Flesh, and again using my Raphael 8404 size 3.0 brush for this, I'm just going to begin edge highlighting all of the raised areas of the cloak. And I wanted to add a cloak engaging sort of effect to this, so I'm just going to use some Thousand Suns blue to begin outlining this. And you really want to try and get as straight a lines as possible, and then just make them work against one another diagonally. And I'm also going to be trying something a little bit new with this, by adding small little hexagon shapes as each power node for the effect. Now, certainly don't be hard on yourself if you don't get this spot on the first time. I certainly didn't. This is the first time I was trying painting these sort of hexagon shapes freehand. And as you can see, of course, over the shape of the cloak as well. It's a little bit difficult. But again, as I often mention, as I even mentioned earlier in this video, these are the sort of things that can certainly help you improve a lot faster as a painter. So yeah, I always recommend stepping outside of the comfort zone. Even something as simple as this, I suppose just looking at it, It was, at the time, pretty daunting. However, I was really happy with the result. But it is one of those things where the more times you paint something like this, the better and better you will get, as with anything to do with painting. But yeah, I'd certainly love to give this another shot sometime. Perhaps even on, I do have a Space Marine Primaris Librarian I'd like to try it on. I've seen some pretty cool paint jobs of that model out there. And now, just to begin highlighting the power nodes, I'm going to use AHRIMAN blue. So for the most part, really just following over the Thousand Suns blue, just trying to make sure that we leave a little bit of that Thousand Suns blue visible. And again, really just following over the previous two colors. I'm just going to use some Dead White by Vallejo. However, any white acrylic will do just fine. And really just trying to go for some fine lines over the hexagon shapes, and of course the rest of the power node details. And just to mention as well, if at any point you do need to go back and correct some of these details, just go back to the Thousand Suns blue and fix up those outlines, and then you can add a little bit of AHRIMAN blue closer to where the white is. And apologies, as I did lose the footage, I'm not really sure what happened with it, but of the application of the white pumice by Vallejo. So as you can see though, I've already applied the white pumice there. So just try and keep it, as you can see, a little bit of a gap from where the power node is, and just leave a small amount of all the cloak details that we did visible. And now just applying some black over all of that. However, this really at this stage will be determined by what your theme is for your bases and everything. And now, after giving the black a little bit of time to dry, I'm now going to use some DAWNSTONE by CITADEL and just dry brushing that all over the texture paint. And here is a video and also some photos of the completed Space Marine Raptors camo cloak. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Plenty more tutorials coming in the near future. Please like, share and subscribe today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.